Police swarming a neighborhood near Cunningham Lake. We just heard from Police Chief Todd Schmatter minutes ago. He confirmed there was a shooting there, 2 people dead, and apparent murder-suicide. First Alert 6's Andrew Pfeiffer joins us live at the scene with what we can confirm right now.
That's right, Zena. Well, early investigation has, is leaning towards that murder-suicide. We just heard from Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter moments ago. He said the investigation is in fact leaning towards a murder-suicide where 2 people are dead here this afternoon. Now, Chief Schmatter also had mentioned a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old were removed from the scene. I can confirm right now that both of those children are safe and they are in the hands of the police at the moment. But just to reiterate, yes, the Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter did confirm that there was, and they are leaning towards a murder-suicide in their investigation. So, with that being said, he also had mentioned that the 5-year-old had to call a family member. That family member then dialed 911 before authorities had showed up on the scene. All involved lived together in the house and were involved with this incident. We hear more from Chief Schmatter. Take a listen.
It's a rare day for Omaha to have this many deaths. It's a rare day in Omaha to have 3 Asian members of our community die. So on behalf of the police department, the city, I want the Asian community to know that we're investigating these diligently. We have Asian-speaking officers, Korean-speaking officers, able to communicate, able to work us through this crime. And we value them in our community, and they're going to get our best effort on this.
You heard Chief Schmatter mention that the 2 victims involved were of Asian descent, mentioning that there are multiple people of Asian descent that were involved this afternoon, and we have Asian-speaking officers on scene willing to assist those families. And for right now, the scene has wrapped up, but as we learn more information in the coming days, we'll be sure to keep you guys notified. But reporting live out near in northwest Omaha, Andrew Pfeiffer, First Alert 6.
It's devastating for that neighborhood. Thanks for that update, Andrew. That news comes hours after 2 separate shootings, both taking place last night before sunrise. First Alert 6's Brenna Kiefner has more on what happened and the organization that's working to prevent more incidents like these.
It all started near 48th and Nicholas Street just after 1 on Wednesday morning. Officers arrived to find 2 people shot. 1 died at the scene. The other was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. 30 minutes later, and miles away, a man called police after coming home to find both of his parents shot dead inside their home near 85th and Izzard Street. 2 more lives lost. Both investigations remain active. It was exactly the kind of night that U-Turn has dedicated their platform to preventing. U-Turn is an organization that treats gun violence like a contagious disease. The idea, stop it before it spreads. The key is getting to people before the cycle repeats itself.
So you can pass violence from one person to the next, right? And so our focus is really on getting to the core of what is causing you to be in this situation and helping you navigate getting out of it.
U-Turn trains every staff member in conflict mediation through the Nebraska Office of Dispute Resolution. They respond to calls from schools, organizations, and families before situations turn deadly. With school out for the summer, U-Turn says the stakes are even higher. More people together, routines gone, and tensions that can escalate fast. But Teresa points to results in their target area as proof that the model works.
I'll tell you that Omaha's been on a trajectory to hopefully at some point in time we're able to, several years I hope, completely wipe out shootings and homicides in Omaha. We've been fortunate enough in our target area to really affect the reduction of those shootings and homicides.
But Teresa says that progress takes the whole community, and events like Wednesday morning are a reminder of how much work remains.
Every child in this city deserves to be able to play in their front yard without worrying about violence being part of something they have to be concerned about. And every person should be able to drive wherever they want to, whether it be, violence happens all over this city. So whether it be in West Omaha, East, South, wherever it's happening at.
That's First Alert 6's Brenna Kiefner reporting. U-Turn says summertime is the most dangerous stretch of the year. They're urging anyone who needs help resolving conflict to reach out before it turns violent. Omaha police are asking anyone with information on either of those overnight shootings to come forward. Turning back to the apparent murder-suicide at Cunningham Lake, Andrew just brought you details on. We just got this joint statement from Mayor Ewing and Police Chief Schmaderer, which starts, quote, "Omaha is a safe city with low homicide and violent crime rates, but today is a profoundly sad and difficult one. In the span of a single day, our city has lost 6 individuals, 4 to apparent murder-suicides, 1 to a shooting, and 1 to a fire. All are under investigation, and we'll share more information when we have it," end quote.